Hi, here is Rising Sign. It is your weekly forecast starting on 4th of May until 13th of May. So hopefully you have listened to the general forecast that I posted 2 days ago because I'm giving you the sensitive degrees there, every single aspect that are going to be affecting you this week. And here I'm giving you a bit of a summary. So, hello, Aries rising, welcome back. Today we are looking at the period from May 4th through May 13th, 2026. So, if you're an Aries rising sign, you are in a very specific window where the universe is asking you to balance your bank account with your inner sanctuary and your outward drive with your creative expression. So we do have a very busy transit map. We are dealing with money, home foundations, social friction, and the massive shift in how you express your creative power. So by the end of the video, you will have a step-by-step guide on how to navigate these 10 days with total clarity. So let's get into the timing, but at the same time, I would like to invite you for my masterclass on relocation astrology. This might be super important for you with Jupiter in your fourth house, which rules your ninth anyway. It's going to be a 16-week course. And I'm going to be teaching you all tools that you need to be able to choose the perfect place of living for yourself so that you can have a more happy or a lot happier life. So if you are in interest of that, go on my website, AstroViktor.com, and check out the full syllabus. And also don't forget to like and subscribe or comment underneath the video. The algorithm of YouTube has changed. So all these little things are actually helping so that these videos can get to as many people as possible. But on May 4th, we have got Ceres in Taurus, sextiles Jupiter in Cancer. So for you, Aries rising sign, this is the second house and the fourth house activation. The second house is income and values, and the fourth house is home and family. So you are being asked to use your physical resources to stabilize your home environment. So maybe you decide to take a portion of your savings or a recent earning and put it directly into a home improvement or a security building project. It feels like a use it or lose it moment, really, but in a very positive, grounded way, though. So, what you can do with this is look for practical long term investments for your home. What you shouldn't do is let family members influence your budget in a way that feels kind of reckless. This might also indicate that you are supporting a member of your family with money. Just make sure that you are creating boundaries there. Now, Mercury in Taurus also squares Pluto and Juno in your 11th house. This is a bit of a sharp turn there, really. So we have got still Mercury in your second house, the house of money, but clashing with Pluto and Juno. So that's your social networks and your long-term goals. So you may have a disagreement with a group or a team or a collaborator regarding a financial contract or the value of your work. Someone might be trying to restructure how you get paid, or a social commitment might feel like, a drain on your actual resources. Now, what you can do with this aspect is you can use the analytic skills, that is South Node Trine, to look at the contract and agreement objectively before reacting. But don't let group pressure or fear of missing out force you into a bad financial deal. Then we have got Pallas Athene and Neptune conjunction in your first house. This is happening right on your rising sign. So this is huge for your personal mission. Pallas, which is strategy, meets Neptune, the dream, in the house of self. So this is about an intuitive breakthrough about who you are and where you are going. It's not just a hunch, it's a strategic vision, really. So you might realize a way to present yourself to the world that feels more authentic, perhaps even a bit mystical or even artistic, something that you hadn't considered before. What you can really do with this aspect is write down your crazy ideas immediately and trust your gut strategy. However, don't impulsively act on the dream before you have checked if it's grounded in reality. Demeter enters Leo, which is your fifth house, until 6th of August. The fifth house is the house of creativity, romance, and children. This is the harvest of joy, really, here. So, a creative project you have been nurturing maybe is finally ready to bloom. Let's say if you're a teacher, your students are excelling. If you're a creator, your work is finally getting the recognition it deserves. So it's time to step onto the stage. It's about selling a creative vision of yours, really. So you can see that with Pallas and Neptune, you came up with a vision. Demeter is actually helping you to make that vision reach as many people as possible. So this is about publicizing your work, host an event, for example. It's about you being seen, really. It's a bit of a celebration. It's a huge milestone in your life. Demeter is actually super good to get pregnant as well in the fifth house if that's a goal of yours, or simply just giving birth to a creative idea. This might be also asking you to take calculative risks in your life, but be modest about your accomplishment. This is your time to be proud of your harvest, but we don't need to go overboard with that. Sun is in Taurus, sextile Jupiter in your fourth house. So we are back to that second and fourth house axis, right? And it feels like it's a bit of a solidification aspect. So you finalize a plan for your home that has been sitting in your head for weeks. You feel a deep sense of security, the doubt from that fifth, which was the square between Mercury and Pluto, is kind of like going away now, and you feel more comfortable in your skin, in your own space. And this even can indicate that you are making money, more money. You have got support coming from family. Maybe it's just emotional support. This is brilliant to set up a budget or a maintenance plan for your home. But don't overextend yourself. Focus on what is already established. And like I said before as well, you have to be having boundaries with others because they might be draining your resources. Now, Mercury is going to be running into a sextile with Jupiter as well, while Vesta enters Aries. So I can imagine that you have a conversation. You have the conversation you needed to have on the 5th, but now it goes smoothly. So on the 5th, you might have had the conversation, but maybe it became a bit bitter. And then now we are trying to have the second conversation so that it goes smoothly. And I think it's about you articulating your financial needs clearly to your family, and they finally understand where you come from. This could be about signing the lease agreement, finishing the budget, or having kind of like a family meeting as well. But don't hesitate, the clarity should be there now. So it's time to speak, but maybe the tactics should be changing. Now, with Vesta, it's bringing a sacred focus to your identity, potentially fitness. You decide to dedicate yourself to a new training regime, a new branding look, or even kind of like the creation of your mission statement. So you can really carve out the time you need that is only for you and for your goals. But don't let anyone interrupt your sacred time. You have to be able to protect your flame. Baku enters Cancer this week. So after a week of intense focus, I think Bakus ask you to relax a little bit. So you might host a small dinner, at home. It's a bit about sensory pleasure, comfort food, feeling safe, spending time together with your loved ones. Um, so you might invite a close friend of yours to your home, and then you guys are having a few glasses of wine and so forth. But don't force yourself to go out potentially to a very loud public party. Something because that might be draining you. So you want to be keeping something as intimate and private as possible. I think, Aries, you are building a stronger financial and home foundation, but you are also undergoing a major identity expansion. So by the 13th of May, I think you should feel more grounded, more focused on your personal mission, potentially being ready to enjoy your home sanctuary. So I think you can use the next 10 days to be strategic with your resources, being brave with your creative output, and being dedicated to your personal growth. So if you found this forecast helpful, please like the video, subscribe for more. I'm Victor Simon, your professional astrologer, and I will see you in my next forecast. Take care. Bye bye.